For the next session, it is indeed my honor to introduce and welcome Mr. J Alphons, National Executive Member of the Bharatiya Janata Party, a former IAS officer, a practicing advocate in the High Court of Kochi and the Supreme Court of India, and now a politician. Mr. Alphons was appointed the Union Minister of State for Culture and Tourism and Electronics and Information Technology in 2017. He was also a member of the Rajya Sabha. This bureaucrat turned politician was an unlikely candidate for success. He grew up in a village with no electricity, scored only 42% in his class 10th board examinations, and had a fear of public speaking. But with motivation and faith in himself, he went on to become one of the toppers of the civil services examination and feature on the Time magazine's list of 100 young global leaders, becoming an MLA, MP, and Union Minister. He was also known as the Demolition Man after his 5-year tenure as the Commissioner of the Delhi Development Authority, where he cleared 14,000 illegal mansions, freeing vast tracts of land in the national capital. In November last year, he published a book titled The Winning Formula: 52 Ways to Change Your Life. In the book, along with anecdotes from his life, Mr. Alphons narrates 52 stories, each about a person who has achieved the extraordinary in their own way. The topic of his talk today is also titled The Winning Formula. Joining him on stage after his keynote address will be Devapriya Khanna, founder and managing partner at Connexus Global. Mr. Alphons, may we please have you on stage?
Good morning. Aren't you guys tired? You had long sessions in the morning and then you want to take a break for 5 minutes? Or you want me to continue? I'm game for anything. What do you guys want to do? No, because I hate speeches, frankly speaking, you know. I don't like advices. So you heard Mr. Garg, a very wise man. I'm sure you heard a lot of people today. You're going to hear a lot of stupid things from me because I'm a very stupid guy. And therefore, don't expect any wisdom. I said I scored only 42% in my 10th board examination, and that was the first miracle in my life. In fact, I was the biggest idiot in my class. When I went to fill up the application form for my 10th board examination, the headmaster said, I studied in a non-electrified village, studied another garrison lamp because there was no electricity in the village. He said, ask your father to come. When I went with my father, he said, this kid is going to bring such a bad reputation to the school, so let him repeat one more year, and maybe next year he can do the examination. I said, I can't because I can't sit with my junior girls, isn't it? Yeah, but that would be the biggest shame to your ego. And so I said no, he said no. Finally, I managed to befriend the clerk who was dealing with the application forms. I smuggled in my application form and I wrote the exams. And when the results came, the first miracle in my life happened. I passed with 42%. And many of you, when you get 499 out of 500, what would your mother ask you? Where is that 1 mark gone, isn't it? Where is that 1 mark gone? But in my house, when I got 42%, were big time celebrations. Yeah, so can I request everybody to keep your mobile off? I get distracted. Please keep your mobile off. Even if one of you is not listening to me with 100% concentration, I know. Even if I have 5,000 people, one person is not fully attentive, I know. I have a hawk's eye. So whenever you want me to stop, just raise your hands and I will stop, okay? And face the consequences. That's a different thing, yeah. So I passed school. And I said, everybody calls me an idiot. What do I do with my life? I sat by my river, by the river, Manimala River, and I was thinking, and I knew fishing, so I was actually had a fishing rod in my hand, and suddenly I got thinking, and I think a fish bit, and my fishing rod was gone. My only, line to success in my life was a fishing rod, and that was gone suddenly. Then I thought, and I decided two things. I said, people call me idiot, stupid. And I never won a prize in school, never gone in front of a classroom ever to participate in a competition. I decided two things sitting by the riverside. I said, I'm intelligent. It's not my parents, my friends, my neighbors, my teachers who are going to decide whether I'm intelligent. Two things. And I said, I'm talented. I have talents. It's not anybody else who decides whether I have talents. I said, I will decide these two things. Well, went to college. The Oxford Dictionary became my best friend because I couldn't write one sentence in the English language properly. Books became my best friends. That's why I love books. And every day I learned 25 pages of the dictionary. How do you learn 25 pages? Learn the meaning, reuse reams of paper, make sentences with the words, pronounce. I spoke to the wall for 6 months, and I said, after learning a bit of English, I want to become a debater. And practice. And my first debate, 2,000 kids in the school, my fellow students, I was so horrible. They started howling, then they started throwing paper at me, then they started throwing books at me. By the time I finished the debate, I didn't run away. There were 250 shoes on the stage. I could have become an entrepreneur. I could have opened a shop, a shoe shop. I decided, no, I want to be a debater. Went back to my room and asked my friends, hey, would you help me? He said, no, shoes. There's no way we're going to help you. Well, I spoke to the wall again for another few months, came back to take part in another debate. For a long time, I got no prizes, nothing. Then I got small little prize. It became bigger and bigger and bigger. Eventually, I became the best national debater for 3 years. Not too bad, isn't it? Why are we Indians so reluctant to applaud? You guys don't, I have to tell you to smile, clap your hands. Come on, we are so reluctant. When you hear something good, come on, do it, yeah? Do it, okay? Again, I'm telling you, it's not a bad idea for somebody who had 250 shoes on the stage to become the best national debater, isn't it? So I decided I'm going to make myself. After graduation, I was just looking out, what do I do? I said, I want to make a difference with my life, and which is a job which is the most powerful job in the world. And what is power for me? Power for me is the power to put a smile on the face of people. For me, power is not the salute, not the gun salutes, not 100 people, 1,000 people calling me sir. How do I put a smile on the face of people? To me, this was power. So I looked around, I said, wow, IAS, I think, is the best job in the world. I decided to do the IAS exams. I studied economics all my life, but I didn't take economics because it was not a scoring subject. I'm from the old system. I'm from the 79 batch of the IAS. We had to take 3 lower papers. I took history, sociology, philosophy, which I never studied before. And I had to take 2 high papers, history and sociology. And I had 9 months to study. There's a chapter in my book, how I got through the IAS. A lot of people would say, no, I'll make an attempt. I'll try to get into the IAS. I said, no. I wrote in my diary, I am going to be a topper. How presumptuous, isn't it? For a guy who got 42%, couldn't write one sentence in the English language. When 1.5 million people write the IAS exams to say, I'm going to be a topper, well, presumptuous. Results came. I topped in all the 3 subjects. Not too bad, isn't it? How I did it, again, it's there in my book. How before I touched a single page of my syllabus, I made out a timetable, 6 months of study, 3 months of revision, exactly how I would study. Let's say 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. I never studied more than 8 hours a day. I would still go to a disco. I would still go to a movie, still hang out with friends, still have a date. And then I'm serious about my studies. But my timetable said what time I would get up, how many minutes I would use to brush my teeth, to have a shower, how many minutes to read a newspaper, and then the study 9 to 11 o'clock. And that 9 to 11 o'clock would not say just history. It would say history chapter, let's say 5 to 8 o'clock. That's it. Then 10 minutes break. Then let's say 11:15 to 1 o'clock, 1:15, I would say sociology, let's say chapter 8 to 10. So it was absolutely very clear what I was studying. So I had my entire syllabus in my timetable before I touched anything. Same with syllabus. Now, a lot of people make notes. I see people, if it is a 10-page test, the note is 25 pages. You've seen that. My note would be just one foolscap paper. That's it, one page. And all points, 1, 2, 3, 4. After I finished my chapter, I would study these points by heart and then go on to the next chapter. At the revision, the notes would become only on a library catalog card, again numbered. Again, after the chapter, I would memorize these numbers, and then I would miss out something, open my eyes, see again, and then go on to the next chapter. And when how do I write the answer sheets? Exactly the same order in which I wrote the points, so I don't miss out on anything. So I topped. When I go to the Missouri Academy, a lot of people getting into the Missouri Academy is their dream fulfilled. That's the end of their life. They don't listen anymore. They don't read anymore. They don't talk to anymore because I become an IAS officer or an IPS officer. I said, sorry, this is the beginning of my journey. It's not like the 12th failed. Most of you would have seen the movie. It was about getting into the service. Mine is about what do I do from where I got in. I said, this is where my journey begins. I'm here to bring a smile on the country, I decided. Well, if you read one of the chapters, as sub-collector at the age of 28, the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu wants to come and take over some of my territory. Mr. MGR, the God. And I declared 144. I said, it's my land. They built a helipad on the other side. I'm waiting with 2,000 people out there. Massive crowd that side, massive crowd this side. The media, headlines going. I said, I will arrest MGR if he comes to my territory. And my district collector got scared. He sent the ADM, the next in line. And I told the ADM, if you don't leave within 10 minutes, I will arrest you, put you inside. That's why I said I've done stupid things in my life. But everybody is waiting 11 o'clock to MGR to land. MGR backed out. This is where I began at the age of 28 with a backbone. Take a decision. Take a decision. However big the guy is, whoever it is, have the courage to take a decision. This is where I build my courage. Which is the most important equipment in your body? Will somebody tell me? What do you think? Your brain? No. Pardon? Spine. Wow, who said that? Give it a hand. That's fantastic. It's your spine, it's your backbone, it's your ability to stand up. As district collector of Kottayam, can anybody tell me what is Kottayam the most famous for? It's the only district in the country which is zero poverty as per the Nidhi Ayog, the only district in the country. I'm from Kottayam, my wife is from there. I was the district collector there for almost 4 years. What is Kottayam famous for? Literacy. We became the first 100% literate town in the country in 1989. We achieved a quality health index better than the United States, which is not speaking much, as good as the European Union. How did we do it? We organized people. I had 14,000 volunteers, mostly girls, women working for me to make Kottayam the first 100% literate town in the country. Communicate with people. And this idea didn't come from me. This idea of making Kottayam 100% literate came from the Students' Union, the NSS, the National Service Unit of the university. They came to me and said, shall we try? I said, where is the money? Sir, we don't need money. All that you need is your charisma. Tell people. I had the entire district with me and working with me. I won Best Collector Award for all the 4 years. No wonder Kottayam became the first 100%, the only zero poverty district in the country. As for the Nidhi Ayog, not according to me. I took my entire district administration to the people. How did I do it? Again, I'm telling you because you are peer people. One day an 80-year-old lady walks up to me, to my house at 6 o'clock in the morning at the collector's bungalow. And she says, this is my third trip. I had to change bus thrice, get a neighborhood girl to help me to board the bus to come here. Where were you? She was furious. And a punchline. She says, the government is giving you a car. Why can't you come and see me in my village? Imagine an 80-year-old semi-literate lady telling the district collector, who's supposed to be the king, why don't you come and see me in my village? I think 99% of district collectors would have called the security person, thrown this lady out, isn't it? Yes or no? I smiled. I discussed this with my wife in the evening and my little kids. This is a great idea. We went down to the panchayats, chosen panchayat. I just don't go like that. 3 months preparation, we invite applications, representation on what is the problem. From each people, we would get something like 5,000 petitions. We take a month to examine them, and then I take my entire 2,000 people to the panchayat and sort out the problems which they had represented. And the directives were very simple. Whatever was asked for must be granted. If it was for a ration card, madam, will you put that thing away, please? Put that computer away. I told you. If you ask for a ration card, you can't say come and collect it tomorrow from the taluk office. You have to deliver it there. If it was for a land title, you can't say come and collect it from the taluk office tomorrow. You have to deliver it there. We are 10,000 people turning up at these festivals. And you know eventually what happened? The United Nations, the UN declared this as the best innovative governance practice in the whole world. Where did the idea come from? Idea didn't come from me. It came from an 80-year-old lady. Ladies and gentlemen, people, the citizen, knows what they want. If we people, politicians and the bureaucrats, we are willing to listen, the ideas are there. I was posted as Commissioner of Delhi Development Authority in 1991 because, again, you must have heard about the famous palm oil scandal in Kerala where the Chief Minister, Chief Secretary and 8 IAS officers are accused. The case is going on. I wrote the dissenting note. I said, this is wrong. I was sent off to Delhi as a punishment as Commissioner DDA. When I came, everybody said, oh, I was the first South Indian commissioner. They said, oh, this Madrasi, what can you do? I mean, we are all Madrasis to North Indians. I don't care. You can call me anything. It doesn't make a difference to me. What can this guy do? Nothing. I don't even know much of Hindi. I said, let's try. DDA owns about 125,000 acres of land in Delhi. And I said, let's do a survey. And we found vast tracts of land was encroached. And who were the encroachers? The top 10 were the biggest politicians of Delhi. And number one on the list was the biggest mafia leader who was instrumental in burning alive about 5,000 Sikhs in 1984 after Indira Gandhi's assassination. I don't know what to tell you his name. He belonged to the ruling party. He was a union minister earlier, and he passed away. You can guess the name. His name is in my book. I said, he's my target. I had 36,000 employees in the DDA. How do I, who doesn't even speak fluent Hindi, can't even speak one sentence in Hindi, how do I take along 36,000 people? I speak very broken Hindi even now. I did. This is your public relations, your heart. Show your heart, your intentions to people. And these entire 36,000 people were with me. And they told me, sir, don't touch him because he will burn you alive. Tomorrow evening you will be dead. You will be ashes. I said, no. I have a very simple theory. When you implement the law, catch the biggest thief first, yes or no? And not what happens normally. You catch the pickpocket who pickpockets 10 rupees and he's in jail and he dies there. Catch the biggest guy. Have the courage. IAS officers, IPS officers, politicians. Catch the biggest criminal first. So, next step. This is, I said, backbone, your spine. Stand up and take the decision. Do I jump into it next day? No. This is where, my dear people, remember, why do we fail very often? Because we don't plan properly. Now, my next 2 weeks is planning. I think I put down everything in paper to the minutest comma. How do I take on a guy, the biggest mafia leader in Delhi, who has murdered 5,000 people? And you know what was the size of the encroachment? The building he built, 2 lakh square feet, 200,000 square feet. How do I deal with him? Simple. I can't go with 100 policemen and 2 bulldozers. No. Plan. 10,000 policemen in open trucks with guns. Show of strength. 25 bulldozers in front of that, massive bulldozers. And me, nothing like this. In an open jeep, me and my dog, 4 feet tall, my Great Dane. Drama, my dear people, drama. Okay, believe in this. I'm much better than Amitabh Bachchan and Akshay Kumar in this drama. Me in my Stetson hat, my cowboy boots, my gun on my hip. Here I am appearing with my dog at 5 in the morning at Model Town. Everybody thought Pakistan invaded India. We said, don't you worry. It's India. I stood there on the streets for the next 36 hours till the 2 lakh square feet was demolished to dust. Reduced to dust. Next day in the newspapers, the demolition man comes to Delhi. Over the next 5 years, did I do it? No, my people, me and my people together. 36,000 people together, we demolished 14,310 illegal mansions of the mafia. Is it interesting? You might say, wow, it's a miracle. I have so many editorials calling me miracle man, blah, blah, blah. It's all bullshit. You put the bulldozer and your building comes down. Whenever I see a nice building, even now, after 30 years, my thought is where to put the bulldozer. Yeah. Simple, I'm obsessed. I said, you touch 1 inch of my land, and you know I carry a gun, I'll blast your brain. Very simple. I'll blast your brain. The other day, when my book was being released, Rini Khanna was having a conversation with me. She says, Alphons, how did you get away? I said, very simple, because everybody thinks I'm a lunatic. I am a lunatic. Because I do things which nobody ever dares to do. Very simple. Is it difficult? Not at all. It's very simple. I go to Bihar. People say, you can do things in Kerala, in Delhi. I was a chief election observer in the most famous constituency in the country, Madhepura. Before I went there, I saw a documentary, The Gangs of Madhepura, how they come on horseback, take over booths. So I went there, I packed my gun. My wife says, don't be an idiot. Bihar, Madhepura is not like Delhi or Kerala. They would just chop off your head and it would not look very nice after that. I still pack my gun, but I go to Moderator, and the collectors give you a fantastic guest house, give you a bottle every day. You have a nice time, send nice report to the election commission saying, elections are fantastic here, nothing is happening. You don't have to do anything, send reports. Me and my 4 fellow observers, we decided, let's do something. But we said we will be nice people. I won't be my generally mischievous self. I won't do anything atrocious here. Even if we go for a walk, we had just about 10 cops with us, and about half a kilometer away, I see a lady speaking, making an election campaign speech. When I get close, I see it's a chief minister of Bihar, Rabri Devi. Then I have this hawk's eye I told you. So I see the vehicle on which she is campaigning doesn't have a registration number. Yeah, simple. I go nearby, I said, Madam, I'm from the election commission, I'm the chief observer. And there are about 300, 400 people around her. I said, please stop. What you're doing is illegal. And I'm going to take your vehicle into custody. And all her people got agitated, but, credit to Rabri Devi. She says, no, they are from the election commission. Don't create any trouble. She says, no, I won't go. I said, fine. I called the collector. I called the SP. They came with a lot of police forces. I said, I'm taking the vehicle. She said, I'm not getting down. Fine, keep sitting. We towed the vehicle with Rabri Devi sitting inside to the SP's office. And she sat there for about another half an hour. And she told people, don't create problem. And 3 o'clock in the morning, the Lalu Yadav comes knocking on my door and says, he did all the studies about me, that I was commissioner DDA, I was district collector, Kodim, Alphons, have you done a great job? Then he says, so what you did is right. A lot of politicians would try to bark at you, isn't it? Yes or no? But look at how clever he is. He said, what you did is right. My people won't create any problem. I said, Laluji, thank you so much. That's all what I want. Next day, his opponent, Sharad Yadav, comes, and he also says the same thing. I told my fellow observers, go to the villages, tell people this election you can vote. And 1 week before the elections, I blocked all the roads. Not even a little knife could get through. On the election day, not even a dog barked in Madhepura. And Lalu won by 69,000 votes. Now the point is, a guy is supposed to be useless observer for the Election Commission of India. Here we were creating revolution there. Is it possible? Of course it's possible, ladies and gentlemen. Why I'm telling you all this is simple. It's all in my book, 52 chapters, 13 about myself. And of course, I was on the cover of Time magazine with Jeffrey Sachs and Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. And the two of us from India. The other, of course, the richest guy in India, Mukesh Ambani. You have to be below 40 years to get into the list. How do you do it? It's very simple. It is to tell you, I've written this book to tell you that whatever I did, there's a lot of other things which is there in the book. Whatever I did, you can do it better. It's not to say I've done great things. You can do better. And let me again tell you, whether you succeed or not, only 10% depends on your domain knowledge. 10%. The rest, 90% is your attitude. You want to make a difference with your life? You do it. In fact, that's the title of my book. My autobiography was published by Penguin when I was 42. The title is Making a Difference. Please do not leave it to the Prime Minister, Chief Minister, the politicians, the district collector to make a difference. You must make the difference, not somebody else. Don't say, I don't have the brain. Sorry. We all have unlimited brains, unlimited capacity. It's your attitude. Are you willing to take on? I was just about to become the Chief Secretary of Kerala when I quit one fine day. Everybody says politics is dirty. I said, I need to prove politics can be clean. My wife was dead against it. I had no money. I had nothing. I quit and I became an independent MLA in Kerala on the 32nd day. And I spent only 9 lakhs of my money. I completely redefined politics. I was staying in a whole small little room the size of a toilet. I didn't have a driver because I didn't have money. I drove my Scorpio all myself. I went down to the panchayats, predetermined, along with the panchayat president and members every day, spent time with them, listened to them, made a extensive note, listened to what they wanted. Then we did a short listing in the evening in the Mahasabha. I got the money. I got 350 crores in my constituency in 4 years. It's not really just not the money. We built every bridge in 100 days. Every bridge. The mini civil station which I helped to design, 100,000 square feet. It was given to a contractor to finish in 4 years. We finished it in exactly 365 days. Look at this. Is it possible? Of course. How did we do it? We did a reverse engineering. Both my engineers were ladies. I sat with the contractor and in each case I said, let's start with digging the foundation. How many days? To this, putting up the pillars, the concreting, the finish. We did a reverse engineering instead of 4 years. We said we will finish it in 1 year. And in every project, we put out a countdown board saying, this bridge will be inaugurated in 100 days. Next day, it became 99. On 0, we inaugurated every bridge. Civil station, 365 days. On 0 day, we inaugurated my civil station. Is it possible? Of course it's possible. Why is it that things don't happen in India, ladies and gentlemen? Tell me. Because our brains, our DNA is not right. We don't want to. I have no chakras, like my predecessor speaker was talking about. No secrets. In fact, the winning formula, I objected to my publisher, Bloomsbury. The winning, as if I'm competing with, the winning is against yourself. Your apprehensions, your fears, your fears that I can't do it, I don't have the ability. No, it's the winning is about yourself. Is there a formula? Simple. Dream big. Dream. Chase those dreams. Let nobody stop you. In fact, there is a whole chapter in my book saying, kids, don't be photocopies. I was Secretary School Education Kerala. I was Principal Secretary Higher Education Kerala. I was Commissioner for Entrance Examination. Not only that, I was also a member of the drafting committee of the New Education Policy, NEP. What does it say in simple terms? Kids, be yourself. Dream for yourself and chase them. Don't ever be photocopies. But what do you people keep telling your kids? Why can't you be like that kid in the neighborhood? He's so smart. Look at her. Please, for heaven's sake, don't. Let your kid be your kid. Let him grow. Let her grow up as a kid, dreaming her own dreams. That's what makes a difference. I'm here because I've broken every rule in the IAS. I said I will never read all the IAS rules because I'm going to break them. I'll break them only for the benefit of people, not for myself. After getting into politics, I quit in 2011 from the assembly after winning the best MLA award. The day I was renominated, I would have become a minister in another month. I quit and I joined BJP saying, I want Modi to become the Prime Minister. Everybody said, this guy is a lunatic. He continues to be a lunatic. When BJP's voting percentage in Kerala was only 5.6%. Suicidal, isn't it? Yes or no? Of course, I became Tourism Minister of India in 2017. And India came to the third rank in global tourism when I was minister in 2019. And how many hours do we sleep? 3 hours. It's fantastic. And let me tell you some of your corporate people. As minister, as MLA, MP, I've taken every telephone call. You as a general manager or a vice president or president, do you ever take calls? Can you get to an IAS officer, district collector? No way. Do you get his mobile number? No way. Let me look at many of your visiting cards. Most of them won't have the mobile number. No, nobody can call me. I had a very simple thing. I said, if I'm a public person as an IAS officer, and if the people of India are paying my mobile bill, and if as a minister, as an MLA, if people vote me, is it justified not to take the call? It's criminal not to take. So what's the strategy? I say only sleep 3 hours a day. I have at least 10-15 meetings a day. Every day, after every meeting, I keep about 10 minutes to return calls. I respond to every message and tell office, not only respond, do the work and get back to them. Is it difficult? Not at all. Learn these things. And some of you are in the corporate sector. I was the managing director of Kerala Milk Federation when I was 30, selling 100,000 liters of milk. The Amul's, same brand. Milma it's called in Kerala. When I became the managing director at 30, I introduced a small little thing. Have the courage. Think about this. When milk was spoiled earlier, you had to take it to the dairy. You had to prove that your milk was spoiled. I said, sorry, no. I published the telephone numbers of all the booths and said, just call up the booth and say, my milk is spoiled and we will replace within 10 minutes. You don't have to show me the spoiled milk. You know what happened to my turnover? I increased my turnover by 100% in 1 year. Do you guys have the courage to do it? Oh, how do we trust people? I trusted people because, number one, I knew my product was good. Number two, I trust you. How many corporate people in this country have the courage to trust customers? Trust people. They're honest. You can do it. How many people cheat? And ladies and gentlemen, finally, make plenty of money. Money has good uses. Money has good uses. After getting into politics, I've sold 9 properties. I built Dwaraka. I not only demolished. I acquired 5,000 acres of land. Dwaraka, I designed, I built it. I do not even have a studio apartment anywhere in the world. The only blue blazer I have, not a cotton one, a woolen one, is from my IAS academy, 47 years old. I have just one black shoe. I had one which was 13 years old. The other day when I came back home, I found my wife, this one, from another black shoe and a brown one on the stand. I said, what did you do? You know I'm huge sentimental attachment to that shoe, 13 years old. My soul is there. S-O-L-E and S-O-U-L, both are there. Yeah. And so I rushed to Sri Leathers. This cost only $750. She knows I don't take anything expensive. I went there and looked for my shoes, my sole. They said, no, we dumped it in the municipal yard. I went there, couldn't find it. I have just one black shoes. All my trousers are at least 25 years old. And in Parliament, I used to be one of the most elegantly dressed person anywhere. Why do you own? Why do we say, me, my family, my children, so they can be on drugs and they can be in the bar at 11 o'clock, you want to leave your wealth? No, I was not a poor man. My mother died of COVID. She came visiting from Kerala when I was minister. She couldn't go back because the flights were cancelled. She died of COVID at 91, but she was perfectly healthy. I said I could do two things. As minister, I could give front one-page advertisement in Times of India, spend 1 crore, and have a nice prayer meeting in a hall, spend maybe another 100,000. I said, no, nothing. I said, we set up something in her memory, in memory of all mothers. We set up the mother's meal, and we said we will give away 1 million meals in 1 year. You know how many? Thank you, ma'am. You know how many meals we gave away in 1 year? We gave away 5 million meals. 5 million meals. During the COVID, I spent 3 crores of my own money. Isn't it fun? Yes or no? Money has great uses, yes or no? Make money, people. I don't need a second jacket. I don't need a second shoes. When I can feed people, when I can educate a child. I know all of you are hugely successful. But if you want to leave a mark at the end of your life, when you look back, how many people did I make happy? I also follow something which Mr. Garg was saying. At the end of the day, every day, I sit back and listen to my favorite music, Beatles, Pink Floyd, a whole lot, every day. And then I spend another 5 minutes thinking. I don't call it meditation. No, I don't. I won't tell you the reason why. I don't even know whether I'm a great believer in God or anything. I'm not even sure. That's what I'm saying. I'm not even calling it a meditation. I'm not. I'm not even sure. I'm a Christian. I'm a staunch believer in Christ as a man. I think what he did was fantastic as a man. If I make him a God, is there anything great about what a God can do? You understand my logic? Yes or no? Yeah. If you are a God, you can do anything. Yeah. There's nothing great. But I admire Christ as a man. That's it. That's my kind of life. So, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of your life, every day, ask yourself, did I bring a smile on the face of every person who came and met me? And if I ever feel that I did not, like last month at 11 o'clock, I called up back a guy who came and met me at IIC. I thought I was not extremely nice to him. I was nice. I called him back at 11:30. I said, I'm sorry I'm waking up at 11:30. I said, I don't think I've been really so nice to you. I really apologize. Who the hell am I to think that I am bigger than anybody in the world? Just because I was a district collector, an MLA, MP, an additional chief secretary, a minister, do you think I have the right to think that anybody, including the orderly who is standing there and opening the door, is smaller than me? Sorry, no. I am not. Nobody is bigger, nobody is smaller. Ladies and gentlemen, so this is the essence of my book. Read it. I can tell you, this will change your life. There's not one word in my book which an 8-year-old cannot understand. So I was written in the introduction. Before your child can read these stories to them. Twinkle, twinkle, little stars, and blah, blah, black sheep, London Bridge falling. What nonsense do we teach our kids? I'll tell you, end up with a story in what happens when we teach these kids like this. And what I wrote in the NEP document, when I was Principal Secretary of Education, the girl, who was a topper in Kerala, front page news, all television, the most brilliant girl in Kerala. I organized a huge function for her, Chief Minister, Education Minister, everybody was there. When the function was over, when she came down, I asked her a simple question. You are the most brilliant girl in Kerala. Now tell me, what are you going to do with your life? She thought for a long time, and then you know what she told me? I'll go home, I'll ask my mother, and then I'll call you. Mentally challenged. This is what our system is producing. Who is responsible? You parents. And you teachers. You are teaching rubbish. You are making these brilliant kids into robots. And now today, you are on your mobile. When you love your kids so much, you buy the latest mobile. There is no hug. My son left today at 1:30 from my house. He is 42. He lives in London. And he woke me up and he said, "Pa, I'm leaving. And I'm sorry I'm waking you up, but I have to hug you before I leave." Both my sons, 42 and 40, when they come home, when they leave home, they come and hug me. Now let me ask you, how many of you hug your children before in the morning and the evening? Just raise your hands. Wow, great. Love them. Tell them, hey, you guys, you are the ones who will change the world. Thank you so much, Amit, for inviting me here. And thank you for all the attention. And pardon me for holding up a couple of people. Pardon me. I don't mean to, because you guys won't see me again. That's why I thought I have a message. So it may not be a bad idea if you listen to me with full attention. That's why I called up a couple of people. Okay. I apologize really again if it really hurt you people. Don't mind. Okay. Yeah. That's where I am. I will do it again. Thank you.
Hi. So,
What's your name?
I'm Devapriya.
Devapriya. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Deva
short-
means a goddess.
Yes.
Oh my God. I'm scared.
But
Yeah.
you don't. You said you're not sure you believe in gods and goddesses. So
I said I'm not
leave it
sure. Okay, I didn't say no.
we might make you change your mind in the next 10 minutes. Okay, so Stetson hat, cowboy boots, and a Great Dane. How many of us are visual people in the room here today? Did you really think and imagine the Demolition Man? Could you see him? So
And Priya, everybody thinks I'm a killer. But frankly, I don't even kill a mosquito. We have a policy in my house: if a mosquito bites you, my wife says, just let it go. Don't kill it. Do we have the right to kill? Because if you believe in Vasudeva Kudumbakam, which I saw Mr. Garg's presentation, one of the points was Vasudeva Kudumbakam. What right do we have to kill? What right do we have to pollute? What right do we have to treat any animate or inanimate thing without dignity? Isn't it? Yes or no? Yeah.
very true. And I think, so good afternoon, everyone. That was incredible. We spent the last several minutes listening to J Alphons's incredible story. It was, honestly, at some points, I'm sure all of us got goosebumps from spearheading India's first fully literate town to taking Rabri Devi head on. I mean, it's one person's incredible determination and the belief in being able to create lasting change. And in the winning formula, sir, you talk about the fact that you're not exceptional.
No, sir, just call me
Okay.
name.
Okay. So in the winning formula, he talks about the fact that he says he's not exceptional. If I could do it, you could do it too. And that really is the essence of his book throughout. And at every point in the book, when I was reading it, there was a reaffirmation about the fact that, and it's really powerful. And he kept talking about how you're just one decision away from leading a completely different life. And honestly, that's what we took away. So let's dive right in and unpack your experiences by asking a few questions. So we'll keep it to very few because we don't have much time. I will ask him some questions and then we'll come to the audience. We'll surely come to the audience. So when I started reading the book, and very early in the trajectory of the book, I came across some words, and they were a penny drop moment for me because one has had so much of experience and this and that, but you just constantly have to learn. And I'm going to read those words out, and I'm sure it'll resonate with all of you here. There's one small act by which the ordinary can turn into extraordinary. It involves standing up and saying, I have to question the status quo. It's like a switch, is what you said. And you go on to talk about how pressing that switch was really the turning point in your life. And we've heard bits and pieces of what you had to say, and I invite everyone to read this book. It will change your life, I think. But I want to ask you about people, is that what is it that holds most people back from being able to flip that switch? And how can one overcome that?
Yeah, I think it's basically inherent fear. From the time a kid is a little kid, you go to a park with your little kid, and there is dust and dirt over that. I keep noticing the mothers and fathers, mostly mothers, because fathers don't care. They're pretty lousy people. Yeah. So don't let my child fall into the dirt and dust. We are all the time taking away the genuineness, with which the kid is born. Don't do this. Don't touch don't dirty this. Don't say this. This is a whole problem. It's a perpetual don't. Why don't we just the kids be kids, isn't it? So it's the whole time we are all scared. We put fear into the child. Yeah, that men are bad. Men are rapists. See, you put these cliches into the minds of people, they get mortally scared. And we don't let them be. I don't know. The whole problem is we do this blah, blah, black sheep, and then we send them to the school. We expect the teacher to create a better version of the blah, blah, black sheep. What is an examination? Why did this child who scored 500 out of 500 turned out to be an idiot? Because you are just learning by heart what the teacher told you and vomiting into the answer sheet what the teacher told you. That's how you become a rank holder. You get into IITs and then all that stuff. I'm sorry to all the IITians here, I have no great opinion of the IITs or IIMs either, okay? It's a quota killing factories which produces IITians and IIMs. We are perpetually scared. What would happen to me as an IAS officer if I stood up to politicians? I did the longest tenure as collector, but let me tell you, Kottayam, the most famous town where I became the collector, the chief minister came to my district, he had the lunch, and then I get a call from my private secretary gets a call from the chief minister's secretary saying, we didn't pay the bill, ask the collector to pay the bill. My antenna stood up. I said, connect me back to the secretary to the chief minister. I said, look here, I don't draw my salary to pay the chief minister's bill. And I said, Mar gaya, I'm gone. The chief minister came after a month, and then he was so serious, I went and met him. He said, did you say this? I said, yes. I said, I'm gone, I'm finished. Imagine the most prestigious job in your life, district collector, and you are going to be thrown out for the most prestigious district. And I said, I'm finished. You know what the chief minister told me? Mr. Nainar, he said, very good.
Okay.
He said, very good. Bureaucrats are not meant to feed the chief minister or pay their bill. And I continued the longest tenure as district collector in the most important district in the country. Why are IAS officers, IPS officers scared? You tell me. You are a secretary to government. They change you from animal husbandry to something else. Why are you scared? They will just change the board, not even change the room. Why are you scared? When I was commissioner for entrance examination, let me tell you this story. Generally, it takes 3 months for the NEET examination to be declared, isn't it? Engineering medical entrance. And Kerala had the worst reputation. I went to that office, only 24 people. In fact, I reduced the number to 23. You know why? A lady comes to me and says, sir, I'm extremely happy. It's the first time a Christian is becoming a commissioner for entrance examination. She was a Christian. I said, I'm sorry, you leave. I can't accept anybody talking communal language to me. I said, leave. You come and say, you are a Christian, so you are happy. I said, out, finish. So I have only 23 people. Same computers, same, those machines I use. And on the first day I told them, look here, everybody says we are the worst office in the whole world. They said, sir, yes. After 1 week I told them, can we make this office the best office in Trivandrum? They said, sir, we would try. After 2 weeks I said, let's make this office the best office in Kerala. They said, we would try. After 3 weeks I said, let's make this office the best office in India. They said, sir, we would try. After the 4th week I said, let's be the best office in the whole world. You know how many days we took to declare the results of the examination instead of 3 months? Same people, same computers, same machines, 7 days. That's why I said it's all in the mind.
I think that
it's
really
all in the
calls for a
mind.
round of applause.
And then what happens, the government changes, the minister changes, a Muslim League minister, I'm not saying because of anything, I don't intend to bring religion in this. He calls me to his chamber and says, for the first time in my life, I'm getting a call from a politician trying to interfere with my job. And he says, this mullah's child is written the exam, he's not getting into a medical school, but if you replace his income certificate, he becomes a poor Muslim and he will walk straight into a medical school. You replace the income certificate. Only you and I will know. I said, Minister, that's precisely why I'm here. It will not happen. He said, no, you have to do it. I said, this is criminal, and I walked out, and I knew exactly what the consequences are. Because the Muslim League is a dominant party when the Congress is in power in Kerala. Next day, now look at this honest man. Guess who is the Chief Minister of Kerala? A.K. Antony, whom you call Saint Antony. Completely honest man. Everybody knows him. He's called Saint Anthony. In the cabinet meeting, before the cabinet items are taken up, this minister brings up my agenda item saying Alphons must be transferred, and they agree. Now, two things. This honest chief minister goes along with the corrupt minister, and he's called honest Saint Anthony, and I'm sent into wilderness. I'm sent into a doghouse called Land Use Commissioner. My office was the size of a toilet with zero work, and I was there for the next 4 years. What do I care? I don't care. And you know what happened in that office with zero work? I was on the front page of every newspaper and television for the next 4 years because I made environment my subject. With no work, I made rainwater harvesting my subject. And based on my campaign as Land Use Commissioner, rainwater harvesting became a law in Kerala. Now look at this. Why are we scared of transfer? Is there any other reason why IAS, IPS, income tax officers, customs officers should be scared? They behave like slaves, yes or no? Come on, man. You're getting into service. You owe your allegiance to the Constitution of India. Why the hell are you scared? Unfortunately, it's very sad. Very sad.
What I really hear you say is that it's courage, conviction, and unshakable belief in one own self, and to really stay true to one's values, and that's what really causes the change between staying mediocre and leaning forward to create that difference and flipping that switch like you did so early on in life. And after 42%, people in your hometown said that, okay, what is he going to achieve? And we have you here, sitting here today. We've all heard about your achievements. I wanted to ask you, you call your book the lived book, and you say that whatever you've written, you've actually lived through. So, curious to know, was there any particular chapter that you found the hardest to write because of how deeply personal or challenging it was?
Not really. You see, I have a respect for all motivational book writers. Shiv Khera is my good friend. I've read Napoleon Hill many times. I still read a motivational book every day before I go to bed. You know what's the difference between my book and other books? Mine is a lived book. It's not theory. It's not theory. It's every moment there is a blood and sweat in that book. There is. And let me tell you one story. Why I wrote this book. And how I wrote it, I sat in the India International Center. I have, if you see, my book has got no bibliography, no notes, nothing. I would sit at that window, look out, and keep writing. All from my memory. Take, for example, this guy, P.U. Thomas. When I was a district collector, he was a peon in Kottayam Medical College. He's been a peon in Kottayam Medical College for past 45 years. He just retired. He's been giving breakfast to 7,500 people every day, lunch to 7,500 people, dinner to 7,500 people, and he's got a home where he accommodates 100 disabled people. And he was only a peon in Kottayam Medical College, Mr. P.U. Thomas. If he can do it, can't all of us do it better, bigger? Yes or no? Isn't it? Why do we say, I don't have money, I don't have power, I'm a nobody? God is being, I'm bringing God. God is being kind to all of us. Yes or no? To be sitting in this room. Because you had an education, you are in a position, you have the power to do it. Can you say, oh, P.U. Thomas, yes, he's my hero. Let me tell you about another case. A police constable, Annie Shiva, she gets a call in Kerala police station saying there are 3 abandoned children on the street. She goes and picks them up. She investigates, she finds the parents are from Jharkhand, both the parents are in jail. She takes them to the police station. After some time, the children start howling because they are hungry. She buys food for the 6-year-old and the 3-year-old. But there is a third one who's only 3 months old. What do you do with a 3-month-old? She's a lactating mother. She's got a baby whom she's breastfeeding. You know what she does? She doesn't find out from where these kids are, what caste, what creed, what religion. She just unbuttons and she breastfeeds this 3-month-old kid. To me, she is my biggest hero. Yes or no? That's courage. Yes or no? Will we do it? Oh, what caste, what subcaste? And breastfeeding is something so personal, isn't it? Yes or no? And this constable, Anishiva, did it. And this girl,
For me,
Shireen,
yes.
she's on a wheelchair from a remote village in Wayanad. She's got a toxic marriage. She gets out of that. She falls from the rooftop, utter poverty. She's on a bed. Then she gets into a wheelchair, takes tuition, graduates. And last year she got into the All India services. She is in the Railway Management Service. I have stories of 39 people like that. There is this guy who is the director of the biggest leprosy home in Asia, Bangalore. He lives with 3,000 lepers whom he is cured. He runs 25 things, school for children of AIDS patients, for children of prostitutes. He runs Project Vision to get eyes donated. He's built 1,600 houses for the poor people of the country. He's got exactly 2 trousers and 3 kurtas, and he's got only a rubber chappal.
And honestly,
Who know he is? He's my youngest brother.
And it runs in
He's
the
my
family,
youngest brother,
obviously.
Father George.
Yeah.
He's a Catholic priest who is not converted anybody in his life. Now, ordinary people are doing extraordinary things.
And personally, this is a very, very hugely inspirational moment in this whole conversation for me. It really brings the power back to one own self and say that, okay, instead of playing the victim card, which I think all of us are so prone to doing every now and then, talking to you and reading your book, and I think all of us here, we really understand that we can live life as a victor and take the power into our own hands and stop blaming everybody else.
Let me tell you the other side of the story. My wife went to market under police protection. My kids went to school under police protection. My wife was beaten up and left for dead by the mafia. Through a sheer miracle, she survived. My kids say the most exciting moment in their life was when they got beaten up. That's life. Was I doing anything great? No, it's my duty. I was just doing my duty as a civil servant, as a citizen. What I've done in my life is nothing great. It's exactly what I should have done, where every civil servant does it, yes or no? After my DDA tenure, my wife was running a slum project in the biggest slum in Delhi. I took leave and worked there for a whole year. It was funny.
In the slum?
It was fantastic. Great time.
Really getting down to the grassroots, and I think that's where the conviction also comes from. We will take a couple of questions from the audience.
Hi, sir. So I just have a very simple question. You have done a lot of things and you explained everything that you did. Just a very simple question, that during your tenure, while you were doing all those great things, for us definitely they are great, whether you say they were great or not, was there even a moment wherein for a fraction of second you were scared, not for yourself, for your family, kids, because they are our biggest weakness. So was there ever even a fraction of second that you felt scared?
Yes, how did we get beaten up? During the plague, all the 1994, I think most of you won't remember, there was a plague in Surat and then Delhi. All the municipal employees ran away because they said the rat which causes the plague, they are in the garbage. If you go and clean garbage, they will get bitten. So they all ran away. You know what I did? We formed an NGO called Janashakti. I said, let us citizens take things into our hands. So we said, we are going to clean. We are going to come to a colony, my Janashakti people, 10, 15 people. All the residents, please join us. And we started cleaning. It became a big moment. When we went to East Delhi, I had demolished 3 bungalows belonging to the local MLA, who happened to be a BJP MLA. I'm in the BJP now. And he came with 300 people armed with lathis and swords. And we were just about 15, 20 people. They beat us up. I was dragged. We had about 5, 6 constables with us. They dragged me, carried me. I wouldn't go to the roof of a building, one of the flats there, and just hid me in a water tank. And that's when my wife got beaten up, kids got beaten up. I thought everybody was dead. I was 100% sure I was dead. I was mortally scared. So, will we do it again? Of course I will do it again. So what? If in the service of duty, if you die, I have only one prayer to my God. I hate pain. I'm even scared of getting a prick to test my blood. I don't want to die in pain. So if my life is taken away in a split moment without pain, I would be very thankful to my God. So that's life. Yeah, yes, I did feel scared. Otherwise, no, I'm a ruthless guy in my work. Let me put it like this. I'm absolutely ruthless. If I tell somebody I want this to be done by 5 o'clock, it can't be 1 minute past 5 o'clock. When I was a collector, if I tell my sub-collector or tahsildar or village officer, hey, do this and just get back to me by 5 o'clock. Mind you, I write down every damn thing. If they don't get back to me. But you know, funny part? In 45 years of my public life, I have never, ever even issued a show cause notice. Forget about suspending or dismissing. I've never done it because when people see through me that I am trying to do something, everybody falls in line. And this Madrasi who came, and they all called me a Madrasi. 2 years later, in 1994, when Times of India did a poll on me, survey on me, 89.6% of Delhiites supported me. Imagine, that's India. That is India. Forget about caste, creed. When somebody does a good job, we have a civilization, we have a tradition of appreciating. That is India. So I think we need to forget all these differences. All of us get together. Prime Minister is talking about getting India into a developed country by 2047. It won't happen unless each of us, our children, our friends, we all work with the Prime Minister and get it done.
Thank you very much for sharing your stories of conviction and your winning to write your own winning formula. Thank you very much.
And let me thank the audience. I don't think I've ever seen such an attentive audience anywhere in the world. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful.
I think we should give a round of applause for the audience.
Of course. Great audience.
Thank
And
you very much.
Amit, thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank
I'm
you,
most
Amit.
grateful.
Thank you for sharing your insights here today. I request Sarika Chauhan to please present Mr. Alphons and Devapriya Khanna with a Sparkle gift card.
Thank you.
Mr. Alphons.